All right, y'all, Blerds and Blerdettes, it's that time of week again. It's time for Best Blerd Video. Yes, sir. Yes, it is. Yes, ma'am. Yes, everybody, really. Everybody's included. We're inclusively exclusive. That's what we're doing here. Anyway, this week we are going to do a anime slash manga slash comic book slash video game slash whatever I want to do merch haul. All right, so I have 5 t-shirts, 1 hoodie, and 1 jacket that I have. I'm going to tell you why I think it qualifies as best merch, whether that be because of the design, because of the moment that it references, because of the story of how I got it, or whatever the case may be. I'm going to walk you through why these are my favorite pieces of nerdy drip. All right. All right, so this is actually an honorable mention, but I'm just going to get it out of the way first. RIP the GOAT, Nujabes. This shirt doesn't actually make the list because it's not a unique or creative take on anime. It's literally just the album art for impression. Just lifted straight off the album, put onto a shirt. But this album and Nujabes in general just did so much for me in terms of meditation, in terms of therapy, in terms of background music while I study. So this shirt is one of my favorites even still. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. This is a Kiki's delivery service shirt I got at BlerdCon 2019 at the merch tables. Love this shirt, but I've hardly ever worn it. One, because this is a Gildan shirt, so anyone who buys a lot of clothes knows that Gildan doesn't really have the best reputation for their stuff. It's very sort of basic level, but I must admit the fit for this shirt is kind of poking, you know, in the right places. I like that, but it's a white shirt. I personally don't really like rocking white shirts because, one, I don't really take care of my stuff as far as like washing it with the bleach and the colors and the lows. No, I'm throwing all that shit in there. So white shirts tend to not last long in this household. The thing that I don't like about this tee is that the design is not the moon, which is where most designs would be, because that's the best place to put a design because that's where people are going to see it. The design is not even Kiki's delivery service. I mean, it is, but it's not. The design is this and this, but depending on what type of bottoms you're wearing, if you're wearing pants, if you're wearing whatever, but let me just show you right here. Do a couple squats, couple of these, okay? A lot of times it gets real difficult to tell what's in this entire section here. It's just not there. A lot of times, if you're not, you know, specifically taking a picture or specifically making a video or looking at it on a table, you're gonna see it kind of like this, maybe even like this, you know, because, you know, your pants, you know, whatever you're wearing, whatever you're doing with your day, you're gonna see it like this. And from there, can you really tell what the best part of the shirt is? Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Even if it was a Kiki's delivery service shirt, you can barely even tell this says Kiki sometimes. You see her on here, but this is just a girl on a stick. But I do still love the shirt. I just, I'm not really going to be rocking it on the everyday, if only just because of the white shirt and the stains and yada yada. I don't want to go into it. But this is still a solid entry. It's a great design, great creators. If I remember who they are, I'll put it in the video right here. In the moment, I don't remember who they are, but I'm gonna try to remember who they are because they do deserve the shout out. It's not ideal, but I do love it. I do love it. It does deserve an entry, but you know what I'm saying? This is a depiction of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King as Magneto and Professor X. The most legitimate mashup that you could ever do. These characters were based off of these two historical figures. This shirt could not be any better. Although maybe, you know, maybe you could have put them back to back and then you would always see their faces. The theme would be better the way that it is, but the shirt would be better if they were facing away from each other because you'd have the two main characters on the flat front of someone's body and then like the cape and the legs of Xavier are off to the side, which is not critical detail. So All right, so next up we have a shirt by Hard Times Clothing. Now you guys know I love Hard Times Clothing. They did that pandemic video game shirt that I love so much. It was in my last video. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. So this is another video game shirt. As you can see in the bottom left, we got Link over here. Now he's battling a bunch of monsters. I don't think it's in reference to a specific game or a specific scene, but he's charging up that arrow like we love to do. And first of all, I just want to say shout out to me because these transitions are not easy. I'm old, and the shirt fits pretty well. Yeah, it's a bit of stretch to it. You can see, however, when you bend over like that, it does show a little bit of that side. And there's no abs underneath there, so I'm not too happy about that. But if you look at the actual fit on the chest, it's pretty good. And yeah, again, I don't have a TikTok. Those transitions are not easy, so drop a like if you appreciate that extra effort I put into the editing. And that's pretty much it. It's a good shirt. So I actually showed this shirt in my last video. This is by Oz the Virus. Yes, I figured out how to pronounce his name. I got this shirt at DreamCon. That's the first time I ever heard of the virus. But this is the perfect form of Cell from the streets. You understand me? This is what the shirt looks like. It's on a athletic fit, but like the design is in there. So whereas with some other designs, I might say like, oh, be careful the way you wash it or whatever. But like, it's in there. Like the design's not going anywhere. I want y'all to notice this right here. This is important. Did y'all see that? Oh my God, that transition took me so long to do. It took me so long. But yeah, no, this shirt is on an athletic fit sort of material. And so it really stretches and moves with you, which is amazing. The one thing that I will note is I'm wearing a small and I am a whole ass medium. So just take that in mind because, you know, you don't want to get the wrong size online. Even if you're getting it in person, it's difficult to, so yeah, you can see there just how stretchy it is. But I mean, I don't really need to tell you how the detail in this goes hard. They are about $50 to $60 though. So just plan accordingly for that. Got this jacket, and this jacket's a lot more my speed. The last shirt was like, look at me, I'm an anime nerd, whereas this is just like very subtle. This is Inumaki, which is a character from Jujutsu Kaisen. He has curt speech and you have to do whatever he says. I love custom creative designs, and the fact that you have Inumaki, the person who will force you to do whatever he says, saying love yourself on the front of this hoodie is just so top tier as far as creativity is concerned. It stretches very well, it flexes very well. You can see a little bit of my belly there where my obliques are supposed to be. But it is what it is. This hoodie is a little boxy, and I generally don't like boxy clothes, but I like it. 11 brand, I love their stuff. My last video was on a deal that they had. One thing that I would change about this, I would prefer for the love yourself to be more bolded, and I would prefer for the design for Inumaki to just be Inumaki's face. Also, the material that we're using to put the design on, I don't think it's screen printed. It's kind of like, I don't know what they did for it. I'm hoping it holds up. This is the newest item in my collection. If you saw my last video, you saw I literally just got this hoodie. So I don't know how it's going to hold up, but my first impression is very positive. Again, I would just prefer for it to be a little less subtle. Make that love yourself a little bit more bold. And honestly, I think like you don't need Inumaki's body. If you just have Inumaki's face, just him like pulling down the thing, then you're good to go with that. But I love the positioning on this as opposed to the Kiki shirt. Actually, I mean, I love the fact that it says love yourself, and the circles are right in the hot spot. Getting a little excited there. No, I'm joking. All right. Yeah, no, it's just a really lit jacket. It's a great color on dark skin, so shout out for him for thinking about that. And yeah. So this is what you guys have actually been waiting for this whole time. This is my Sukuna jacket. I've used it for full cosplay at BlerdCon, at DreamCon. I've gone bar hopping in this thing. I've gone to bodegas. I've like, honestly, this jacket is evergreen. If you're a new school anime head, you'll obviously know exactly what it is. But even if you're not, or even if you're not into anime or anything nerdy at all, it just looks like a bomber with a cool tribal design on it. Like the Sukuna tattoos just accentuate parts of the body that you want accentuated, so you can really wear this thing anywhere. You could wear this with like a red button down or whatever. Obviously I'm matching it with the Majin Buu hat and a Gon tank top, so it's a little bit more obvious what we're doing here for me, but that's just because I'm me, right? The fit is actually really good, so I'm gonna do some stretches now, and you can see that it kind of rocks with you no matter what you're doing. It doesn't flex, it's not like a flexible stretchy material or anything, but you do have to, you know, pull it back down after you're done, and that's not a big deal. That's pretty standard for bombers, but I just wanted to make a note of that. One thing that I am not a huge fan of is that the design is less crisp at the top than it is at the front, and truth be told, that's where it matters most, so I'll definitely take that. But to get an all over design on a jacket, I mean, you can't go wrong.